Hello and welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Upload segment where we get content creators from different parts of Kuwait so that they share with us their experience, their thoughts, and of course the field that they are in this beautiful way. So right now we have got Oraib Alfozan with us in the studio. She's going to tell us more about her. So welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much also for being here with us. Now, before we begin, like every guest we have, I usually ask them to look at their camera. This one is yours. Tell the people something about you before we begin.
All right. I'm Oraib Alfozan. I'm a language and leadership coach, as well as the founder and CEO of the Art of Language for training and consultancy here in Kuwait.
Awesome, brilliant. So right now, since we know some basic information about you, let's begin with what got you into content creation?
I find that it's become the most imperative way to actually connect with your audience. And I have a lot of things I want to share with people. I want to share my insights, my knowledge, concepts of how I can teach people. And I notice social media is one of the best platforms to do this.
And of course, accessible for everyone. So that's a good way to start. Now, let's talk about the content itself. What kind of content is it related to the thing that you actually do?
Yes, absolutely. So with language coaching, what I'm trying to do is establish a method for people to learn language in an effective but inspirational and fun way. So we have a lot of issues when it comes to English language and everything, and we have this barrier of, well, people are going to make fun of you if you say the wrong word. They're going to, say like, they're going to say things about that, and it's fine. But I want them to realize it's actually a positive method, like there's a positive way to learn something.
I mean, this is how we learn something new. I mean, I myself sometimes mispronounce names or things. So then people would point out that, oh, this is wrong. You should say it in this way. And then I learn something new.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a positive thing. But the thing is, I don't recall anyone ever learning something in a negative manner. So I'm trying to get back the positive and mindful teaching and coaching in the process of it.
Some people may take it personal. Oh, you're not here to teach me what to say. But yeah, I mean, I understand you. But yeah, it's actually very interesting and a good way to share the content over the internet. Now, let's talk about again, you mentioned that you have got the feedback about people being negative. Of course, you have got positive. Now, since you are an English speaker on the social media and you're Arab, you're Kuwaiti, right?
Yes.
So people may be like, hey, why are you speaking English? You should be speaking Arabic. So how do you react to that?
At first, my content, my Arabic is half and half, I would say. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. And I noticed that I'm not reaching all of them. I'm not reaching the right audience that I would like to reach. So I started including Arabic in it. I listened to their feedback. I like to take what's beneficial. I leave what's non-beneficial. Constructive feedback, I'll accept. Negative feedback, I can ignore. If I need to address it, I address it in a polite manner. There's no reason to stoop down to anyone's level. So it's an interaction.
So you never thought about stopping because of the negative feedback? I should stop doing these videos because of the people. Have you ever thought about that?
If I were to do that, then I wouldn't be able to get where I'm at today, honestly. So I'm grateful that I continue. There are days, obviously, where I'm just like, I can't leave in public again. But it's more of a blessing in disguise. You learn to grow thicker skin, number one. Number two, you kind of show other people, no matter the challenges, if you get through it, there's a reward at the end of it.
Well, I like this. Well, this is actually amazing. This is what people should do, because some content creators, right from the start, if they get a negative feedback, that's it for them. I should start something else. So yes. And now I really would like to mention that I've seen some of your videos just before the interview, and I noticed that you talk about different things like the active and passive reading and all these kind of things. Let's talk about this video and then about the idea behind creating this video. What made you think of I should make this video? So let's talk about the video itself right now.
Sure, because with that particular content, it's about active and passive reading. And you notice that a lot of people, when you go into education, when you're teaching, when you're learning, you either consume the information passively, where it comes in and out immediately, or it's active, where, I'm curious, what does that word mean? I look it up. Oh, what is he talking about? I don't know about this. I want to go learn about it more. That is active reading and learning. So I'm trying to encourage people to get back into that.
Is this only like for books only?
It can be everything.
Because I can relate. Yeah. I can relate. All right. So back in 2006, I was I'm not sure, 14, maybe 15. So I used to play this online game, and people used to talk. And if I would like to, finish and complete quests and join them in the game to enjoy it, I have to talk back to them. So my English was poor. I was a little kid. I had to take word by word from whatever they say, because I was curious. Okay, what are they saying? I want to enjoy the game with them. So I used to go to Google Translate whatever they say, and I translate back, talk to them, and then the words and the vocabulary, it's in my head now. خلاص. I know how to say it. I can talk back. So this is one of the active, right?
Exactly. And this is what I'm trying to get through to them. When you do these things, like what you did something about it.
Because I'm interested in it.
Exactly. So this stems from curiosity. So I want them to get back into this culture of curiosity, active learning, because this is how you get results.
Yes.
There's no other way.
You guys should be active to learn something new. You have to be curious. All right, so let's talk about the idea behind creating the video itself and the rest of the videos, of course. I mean, do you take your time thinking, okay, I should make this, I should talk about this? Who helps you in creating the content?
So this definitely comes from my audience.
Nice.
And based on what I teach as well with my coaching is your audience is key. So I listen to their feedback, I get feedback. My clients, when they come to me, they tell me what their weak points are and they tell me what they're struggling with. And I realize, okay, I have an insight about this. I can help them through this. Okay, they have issues with reading, let me teach them a better way to read. They have issues with understanding the words, okay, let me teach them the apps that are best for this. So based on their feedback, I create accordingly.
Nice, I like this. So you're getting closer, even closer with the audience, and this is what they like. This is what makes the people love you, and you will be their number one to look forward if they would like to know more about the English. Let's say any words and new vocabulary or anything else, you will be their number one to look for, because the closer you are to the audience, if you reply to them, you do what they ask for. Sometimes, if they ask me to do a certain video and I do that, they will show some love, right?
Absolutely.
And of course it will help me to create more content, so yeah, why not? So less thinking and I will do the thing that they love. Well, good job for that. Now, what kind of equipments you use to create these contents?
So when I first started, I thought, oh my God, I need a professional camera, I need this, it's all expensive and all these equipment. But then I realized, well, there are ways to use your phone. So I literally just use my phone, just get the proper stands and the proper things and equipment that I need. And that's all I use, really.
I really love this, because in every episode of New Media, all the guests, almost all of them, let's say 90%, 99%, they say phone.
Yes.
You only need a phone. It's simple. Everyone have phone.
Exactly.
Some of us have 2 or 3. So accessible, we have internet, we have the phone. If you would like to start the journey in social media, it's easy. It's a click of a button and that's it. Create an account. And so in terms of accounts and whatnot, you're on Instagram and also you're on other platforms.
Yes, TikTok.
And that's it. So TikTok, social media right now. If you want to be famous, if you want to get huge numbers, it's TikTok. Let's talk about the numbers. Let's talk about the best video you have on TikTok. Do you have any idea, or it's just a random question, because people have to be prepared to rethink and see their videos? What about yours?
For mine, the content that hits home the most is when I talk about fear of mispronouncing words. What we call بدليات in Arabic. Whenever I talk about that and how to overcome that, that is where I get the most response, and that's one of my number one videos on the account.
So the people actually share and save the
Yes.
video so that they can share it with their friends and maybe family, to tell them, to show them that it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's okay to throw some bedliyat, which is mispronounced words. This is what we call it in Kuwaiti dialect.
Yeah, it gives them hope. Because we have this common assumption that at a certain age you stop learning, at a certain age you cannot acquire another language, and it stops there. So when
That's what they think.
That's what they think. That's what a lot of people think. And even my clients, when they first come to me, they come to me and say, "There's no way I can learn this. How are you going to help me?" That's not true. This is misconceptions, and this is part of fear, part of self-consciousness. But when you show them that there's hope, because I'm a living example, I never used to speak Arabic before. So years ago, if you told me to speak in Arabic, there's zero
Arabic
would
is
come
the
out.
hardest language in the whole world.
Pretty much. It's very complicated, very intricate, very detailed. But when I show them I'm willing to go out on social media, use my broken Arabic, so to speak, to try to teach them something, they see, okay, she's willing to do this. Why can't I?
People mostly think that you should start at a young age. And if you miss that, then it's game over for them. Yeah, absolutely not. You can start right now. Now, after watching this episode, you can start. All right, so let's talk about the challenges.
Okay.
Everyone got challenges. So what are the challenges that you faced in creating the content and in the field in general?
Well, the number one is the one that I'm talking about right now, language barriers, right? Getting to know how to use the correct language to reach the correct audience, and being very mindful of how you phrase certain content, because some people will take something offensively, or maybe they'll think, what did she mean when she said that, or is she making fun of us? You know, you want to make sure that it's somewhat neutral, inspiring. So it's challenging because not everything will have a check of the box.
True. So, and you mentioned inspiring. Before we begin creating an account or diving to any field, we have someone who inspired us.
Yes.
So who inspired you in the first place to begin?
Oh my God, so many people.
Yeah,
it's a really long list.
It's a long list, yeah, even for me.
It's a very long list, but at first I thought social media is a very far away context for me to do what I'm doing. But I would notice the people that I hold very, dear and around me, like, for example, Coach Nasser Al-Awad. I see Hussein Al-Ajuz when he's talking out in public.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, so a lot of these content creators, I noticed that when you put the value in what you're saying and what you're using in content creation, you actually make an impact. And I found that so beautiful and inspiring. So I felt I had something to offer as well.
Nice, sweet. All right, so as scrolling down to your Instagram account, I've seen like recently, 27th of November, you earned a certificate, right? So can we talk about this? You shared it on social media.
Yeah, so I'm on a current coaching journey. I'm trying to get certified by the ICF to do a lot of one-to-one coaching, basically. I work on helping people with mindset and methods of learning. So what I achieved that day was a certification of participation for creativity tools in coaching.
All right.
The concept of gamification to teach. You know, when you reach a certain age, people think, you're too old to play games, and why are you still playing puzzles? Why are you still playing with Lego? And I'm like, but you don't understand, this tool is so unique for you to actually teach even adults with. So it's kind of helpful.
It's always misconception with people about things like video games you mentioned. I mean, we have some video game segment in the episode, so it's very important right now. It's a huge market. It's a huge world. Community is growing, and when people say it's a kid's world, it's just a misconception. So that's one thing I have to mention here, because it's very important for me, and of course for those who play video games, no matter young, old. It's part of our lives right now. It's a lifestyle.
I play video games. It's completely fine. It's how you learn. There's so many different ways you can learn from everything on social media.
This is how I learned English mostly. It's not from like mainly school. It's from meeting people from different parts of the world, from America, from literally everywhere. Like we get to talk to them, type, talk, use different programs like Discord, some of the things that we will talk, of course, about in the next episode. So basically, yes, it's a huge world. You get to learn new things, meet new people. You don't have to be shy to learn different, things, techniques, and everything. So right now we are almost at the end of this lovely interview. We really actually enjoyed having you with us. And one last thing I really would like to ask you for is to look at the camera and tell the people something, an advice, let's say, in joining or being part of this community, the media world.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me. What I would really like everyone to focus on is the following. When you want to go on social media, if you want to go on and do something or create content, what value are you adding? What are you trying to accomplish with this goal? Because chances are, if your intention is in the right place, you're going to actually accomplish that goal. And no matter what feedback you get, if it's negative, how you handle it at that point on, it's a choice. So whether you respond or not, it's still a choice.
Well, you heard her. Thank you so much for being part of this lovely interview. And that was, of course, at the end.
Thank you very much.